Hear that roar of thunder. Hear those tires scream. Is every boy's hero, every lady's dream. Flying down highway heading west in a streak of black light called the Bandit Express. Look out, the bandits coming, tires screaming, engine humming. Looks like the bandits on the move. Look out, the bandits coming, bet your money and warn no women. Tell those smokies all to take a rest, 'cause they'll never get the Bandit Express.
Good morning YouTube, Brad here, back. Aussie Truckie on Highway 31. Vlog 39. I got no paperwork. That's how cruisy my day looks like it's going to be. The first drop paperwork went up with the other driver who left an hour ago, and I'm now getting ready to depart a good hour and a bit after him. Before we go, we'll do our logbook as I showed last week. There, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Plug that hole up. How are we going? It is another week. Spring / summer is definitely on the way. So much so the heater's not on in the morning anymore. It's almost going straight to the AC just to cool the truck down. Let's do this. Recording. So you can see me week. It's been good. Even though I've been starting half an hour later, total work times have come down a heap. I'm not getting held up as much anymore, so like 8 hours, 8.5 hours there, 9 hours there, 8 hours there. So anyway, we're going to start shift. Sync that later. All that detail stays the same, don't have to worry about that. Again, be in the truck for a little bit, so we'll bring that back to 5. Places right, Regio's that. Now, we won't stuff this up this time. 541797. And again, asking for external records because the speedo's not the same as what it was yesterday when I ended. We're going to start shift. Got until 20 to 8 to have our first break, which is well and truly inside what we can do. And yeah, that is ready to go. So, Kareem, we're going to see if we can improve on that 840. I think the best I've done Canberra is 8:15, 8:30, 8.5 hours. Get up there just under 4 hours when you're light, 15-minute break before loading, and then that's about 3:45 back. So that was what I like to call a speed run. It is great when you can do that. Unfortunately, it does not happen frequently. It's very rare, but it is a good feeling when you turn around coming back out of Canberra half an hour before you got there, or half an hour after you got there, I should say. But because it is a cream day, knock on wood, you're probably going to see less, so it's going to be a bit shorter than last week. Last week went over an hour. I'll explain more of that when we get to it, but as we get later in the day, but it probably means you're going to see more of the countryside, and our lunch stop a bit longer than in previous videos, but I don't think that will be an issue. So our next stop is South Gundagai for fuel. I'll turn this off and we'll get cruising up Highway 31. See how busy Sesame Street is. Well, that's going to horribly time when this video is done. If you're a local in New South Wales and have read or seen on the news about that plane crash. Well, if it's only a single seater, Cessna or something into a mountains near Tumbarumba or wherever it is, it's probably not big enough to make the news anyway. But what are we going to do here? That doubles there. Yamaha Racing's just decided to park in the bloody driveway. He's there. We'll go on this side. I went this side yesterday because that Bowser on the right's the faster one. I was hoping this other one on the left would be fast too, but it's just as slow as one on the far right on the other side of that bloke. So anyway, make sure our pumps haven't got yellow tags on them again. All right. Well, it's 4:15. I'm a little bit early this morning, but let's get some fuel. thrown that stuff up there, flicked it onto the windscreen so it soaks in. I'm not going to hang off the front of it like a monkey trying to wash it properly because it's not going to work. Let that window cleaner just soak until we leave. So 2 lots of 280 litres, that's at 560. So a bit cheaper on the fuel, or a bit less fuel anyway. It's probably because I've been a bit lighter, haven't had to do as many drops on the way home. Probably means the double's a bit lighter coming out of Melbourne as well. Give this windscreen a hit. Not the best window washers on this thing. But apart from a big bug here and a big bug over there, it's got rid of most of the other stuff. Key viewers over the last couple of weeks would have noticed that big stone chip there. This one nearly in front of my eyesight eye line was done at the start of the year, but that one over there, that's a big stone that's hit that. Presumably, but not deliberately, tailgating, because there's not many other places along the Hume where you're gonna come across that. But yeah, we're gonna fog up. We're not gonna fit through there, so we'll go around. trucks. Is it inside, the outside? Inside. That's right, I can still see through it. One thing I've noticed more and more is picking up fuel pumps, and the handles are still clicked in. They've obviously, there's probably some differences, but I know a lot of pumps, they you take about $999, $980. They've got a $1,000 limit, and most don't even get to the $1,000. But of course, when fuel's up around $2 a litre, that means you're only getting 500 litres in a tank before the pump automatically shuts down. And blokes or other users of the pumps are just hanging the nozzles up without clicking the handles off. I've noticed it more and more now. And if you've got a attendant in there that's quick on the button, and that pump turns on while you're still going between the pump and the tank, you're gonna have a geyser of fuel going everywhere. One thing I try and check now every time I pick the hose up, as soon as I pick it up, I'll click the handle and make sure it's already off. Try to turn some lights on. No moon out tonight. There's some nights when the moon's out and you can turn the lights off and just go stealth. Or stealth on the truck anyway, that you still got tail lights and trail lights. Anyway, that is Gundagai. We might get back here later today, we'll see. Next time I see you will probably be Bateman. As the day begins to get brighter, what have we got here? Oh, there's a car outside. Police tape on the bottom of it so they know about it, but interesting. We'll see if that's still there on the way out. Get a photo of it. Something different. Everyone going left. This is a nice surprise. And unfortunately for the moment, this is the only way to get in and out of here. Oh, what movement. Come on. Those that remember from a few episodes ago, this is where the police come out of, so I wonder if something's... There's got to be a police training or something down there, because I continue to see motorcycles and that come out. Oh, that's annoying, rear ender. Oh, where are you going? What's going on here? I think it's just a line up to get into one of the factories. Oh no, B double backing in off the road. There you go. B double drivers. Anyway, I've seen a lot of motorcycle coppers coming out of there and then patrolling the Monaro Highway, so there's got to be some sort of training or mobile police unit down that Sawmill Crescent somewhere. There is some construction going out that way, but nothing really going ahead at the moment. Hopefully they can finish building that road out and back into a big roundabout on the Monaro there somewhere, so somewhere else to get out of this industrial area. It's the problem with Hume where we are now. It's popping up. New buildings going up everywhere, but they just haven't improved the infrastructure getting in and out of the joint. You got one traffic light in the middle, which we normally go out of, and you got one traffic light down the bottom end that most people come in, and then you got the street down the end here with no traffic lights at all, and you hope you get a good spot of traffic or gap in the traffic to get out of it. Load of groceries. I just missed the BF transport truck. He just went down out there, so should be able to get straight in and get unloaded. Let's go and do it. Okie dokie. Morning mate, 15 away. Right out, check it out when I get there. Thank you, mate. Straight in. 2 weeks I've been starting later. I don't know why, half an hour later, and it's just, for the last 2 weeks anyway, smooth sailing. And again, the day's only changed by half an hour, but the run's shorter. Seems like I'm home longer in the afternoon. Bedtime's pushed back a little bit. I don't know how, I don't know why. I'm getting 8 hours sleep now, which has been good. But it's working, so that cloud cover's still there, so we won't have the sun in our eyes for a little bit. And as you've seen, nothing went back on, so it's going to be not much to do when we get back down the bottom end either. Just park her up, sign off for the day and go home. Anyway, next stop, Fishwick. need to get changed, so I'll be back in a second. And just like that, shorts and a t-shirt. Come on, you come. Alright. Just missed the fire, he's leaving. Which is a shame. Off to another house fire or a warehouse fire started by a diesel truck. Don't know. So that's it for Canberra. Because there's nothing to do on the way home, she's going to be a pretty quick trip. What is it? It's 7:45. Yeah, so about 11:15, 12:30, 11:30 we should be home. But that's too early. We've got to stop somewhere. So I'll show you some more of the glorious countryside as we now transition from winter into spring. What was it? 14 degrees. It was only 2 degrees at Hume when I was there for the first drop, and just how much it's warming up once that sun gets in the air. That breeze is still a little bit cold, but it's we're definitely starting to get into some warmer times. Which is why the outfit gets thrown off there, because you sit in the truck between here and home with the aircon on, and get out of the truck back in Albury and whew, steaming. Anyway, I'll keep on going here and head south. Police in there. And I'll catch back up with yous in a bit. I got a flood going on here. That might be where the fires are off to. As much as I'd love to cover these cars, it's coming out of that sewer. And it's running down that hill. Main broken? Oh yeah. Ah. So the footpath on top of the hill there is all pushed up. I dare say we've done a water main. It's all running down here too. It's dirty water. It's only just got to here, so it's only just happened. That'll be interesting. Wet tyres, slippery road. push it back off the road so it bloody roll off. A dead ruin in the middle there, so I'm piecing together. He's swerved and hit it still, but gone arse over it into the table drain. Oopsie daisy. Guards, roof flexing. That's one that should be off the road.
I sold 10. Yeah, one time. Yeah, I have to. Which is a welcome. Yeah, very good. Well, thanks for that. I'll be fine. They're not all right. No.
Don't have, isn't it? I've probably already put on.
No, that's all right. Lettuce, cucumber, carrot.
Everything.
Yeah, don't worry about sprouts or capsicum.
No, I don't put those on until no, it's chicken, isn't it?
Yeah, yes please. Mayo, pepper and salt. You just can't make coffee good at home, no matter how many times I try to make coffee. Sometimes you might get onto that perfect mix of coffee and sugar, but then the next one tastes like shit. And yes, you could get a coffee machine at home, but then you would be drinking it all the time just for it to pay for itself. So we're going to go down over the Bandit Bridge here, see if we can get a kiss from Sally Field, and sit over at one of the park benches. It's not the most picturesque creek. Imagine what the mozzies would be like here during summer, but we're not there yet. What a cracking day. I suppose I should show you where I am. Gundy Park in the rec area, Gundagai down the floodplain. It's not a bad spot. Wouldn't mind camping here tonight, but anyway. Big thank you to Don Mooring for his financial contribution last week, in last week's video. It means I can stop and grab a roll from the Gundy Bakery once again. Fresh one too. Yes, I could get in the truck and send it south. I don't need a break or anything, but I've done this last week. Something I've never done. I've never bought food and gone and sat in the park and just sat and ate. You're always on the move, always on the move. Got to get somewhere, got to do something. But that park was a little bit busier, and eating food while people were walking past watching you wasn't exactly my cup of tea. But just sitting down, wind in the hair, and enjoying food, not worrying about driving and staying in your lane, it's good. So we're not doing that today. That's going to stay there for another 20 minutes or half an hour, however long it takes me to eat this. I won't put everyone through what I put the members through last week with 11 and a half, 12 minutes of eating a salad roll, or salad sandwich as it was at that time, but just again, and you probably can't see it because of the sun glare, but just fully loaded. The problem is it's supposed to rain this Savo. There's clouds starting to come in from the south now. So this day is not going to last very long weather-wise, but I'm going to enjoy it anyway. I'm going to sit here and have this. And one little thing I want to do before we get home, and we'll be pulling off to him to go and do that. But until then, I'm going to finish this roll, and I'll get back with yous in a moment. Travel montage, go! That conversation didn't go as long as I wanted it to. I was hungry. level. So much of people's lives is just go, go, go. It is a very large percentage of transport is got to be here at this certain time, got to be here, got to be there. Doing day runs, I've seen it a few times. For those blokes, Brad the average Aussie truckie had it. I'm sure Jono of Jono's Road Train Adventures has it, that are interstate, truly interstate, intercontinental, or all the way across Australia. If someone said to me I had to have this load in Adelaide by 11 AM tomorrow, yeah, you can Google it, your phone's mapping and that's a little bit better, but they Google Maps and that still has a tendency of taking people well off posted B-double routes and even truck routes, and they get into trouble. We see that in Barney all the time. I think if you're anywhere near Albury, Wodonga or over the east here and you type in Adelaide, it sends you through Barney and then onto the old section of the highway at Barney, and next minute you're at a dead end road, and a lot of trucks get bogged and stuck trying to do U-turns on a dead end road. But obviously people do it, a lot of drivers do it. Hats off to you for doing that sort of shit, but it's a good thing about this job, it was a good thing about the beer before. While you haven't got a specific time zone, they like freight to be there early so they can then break the pallets down and on-forward it out and deliver it in the mornings before it gets too busy. Like, there's no, apart from this truck going to Melbourne in the afternoon, there's no reason why I couldn't start at 6 o'clock in the morning, go up to Canberra, unload at lunchtime and be back by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a day run, essentially. But again, they like their freight earlier. I prefer to be up there in the morning, you're in and out of Canberra before shit gets busy for the most part. You're back here at home by lunchtime before, well, coming out of winter now, as the mornings warm up enough. Well, now going into summer, I'm going to be back here before the days get too hot and you're home, back under the aircon during the heat of the day. The stories and that, it seems to be the larger corporations, your supermarkets, DCs, that sort of thing, that really work hard off the whole time slot thing. Obviously out in little small areas, if you've got to organise cranes, workmen, traffic control, all that sort of stuff, it comes into effect there too, I know. But just, yeah. And then you've got to get to that time zone. Just, well, think about it, especially if you haven't done the run before. If all of a sudden they said, oh, we need you to go to Adelaide or go to Brisbane. I've done Brisbane once before too up, and it was a nightmare. We went the New England Highway instead of going up the Pacific Highway up the coast, because we knew of all the construction going on at the time, bypasses and duplication and everything else, and thought it'd be quicker going up the guts. It may have been quicker, it may not have been. Got the other side of, where was it? Newcastle? Yeah, other side of Newcastle. The bypass wasn't in at that time. Yes, it was. Hunter Expressway was done then. Something else I went up to clear. But got the other side of that and all of a sudden realised, hey, we can't get AdBlue from anywhere in fuel. We ended up stopping at the, I don't know if it's a little BP, a little mobile service station on top of, I'm going to say Black Mountain. I know Black Mountain's up near Cooktown as well, but I think it's Black Mountain, whatever the big mountain pass is north of Tamworth. Stopped there and managed to get, luckily they had AdBlue on pump, and got diesel there to get us all the way to Brisbane. But my co-driver, decided to sit in the passenger seat and smoke and talk and stay awake for his 7-hour break. So, well, for most of his breaks. And then as I'm getting towards my hours ending at Tamworth, he had to take over and hadn't slept all day. So the truck did have a bunk, but I decided to sleep on the passenger seat with my head against the window, more so just so I was seat belted in for safety. And that I was out of hours for the day. I could not sit in this driver's seat whatsoever. And then it happened. The other side of Warwick, near Warwick, somewhere, or Toowoomba, somewhere between there and Brisbane, we went to come into a big double dual carriageway roundabout. No, it wasn't. It was a 2-lane roundabout. And I wake up and here we are going down the right-hand side of the Keep Left Island on the approach to the roundabout. And I've yelled out, "What are you doing?" And he's gone, "Oh, what?" and locked them up. And again, this would have been 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, so no traffic whatsoever, thank God. And yeah, well, wipe the shit from our undies, back the truck up and get on the right side of the island and go into the roundabout and go around it properly. But I didn't sleep after that, and I think he stayed awake for most of it until we got into the Brisbane Convention Centre. But so I'll never do 2-up driving again. And that was a tangent, so I apologise. I'm going to keep on going south here now and touch base with you again at Mullingadra. For those of you that know, I'll explain it all when we get there. Here we are at Mullingadra, the now Mullingadra pub. The homestead's just back up there behind us. We're going to take a little detour on another section of the Old Hume Highway. This is one of the first sections that was done after the Edamoga dual carriageway was done down there. But right now we just crossed over Sweetwater Creek. The old highway went straight ahead through there. Again, the road exists now. I don't know why they couldn't have just had an off-ramp. Probably too many people would be asleep and keep on going straight ahead and not realise, but you still see the old lines on the road. And the old highway there, so we're going to turn off here. When we first come out here, the boss had dropped the 20-ton Komatsu excavator off. I think it was on this side of the road, but amongst the trees here. I'm looking at the GPS going, where the hell's Sweetwater Creek? Because at that point, Abbey Group hadn't built there. Well, there was just a pad down here near the Mullingadra tip that Abbey Group were building their construction site on, or compound, or whatever you want to call it. Postie bike. The only problem with roads, don't get trafficked much anymore. People get complacent, there's not any traffic on them. This used to be a nightmare when this was all getting built and this freeway was still single carriageway through here. Just the amount of traffic. There's the old tip there. The amount of traffic through here. And then idiots try and overtake because they need to get somewhere in a hurry. signs of it not being a main thoroughfare anymore. The grass come up through cracks in the road. Even mould or moss growing across sections of the road during the shade during winter. When you look at all the bypasses put in it, or dual carriageway deviations, this is probably one of the biggest ones between Albury and Yass, just because we're going so far, well, we're pretty much heading straight south where the new alignment goes up over Bona Hill there, but this is the original path where the Great Southern Road would have gone south. We're going to come down to Lake Hume and then turn right and follow it back around to the new freeway, but I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but the old road would have gone straight down through the middle of Lake Hume, through the town of Bona, and then back up into the back of Tabletop and Adamoga. Maybe someone's been having some fun out here. Fun out here. And this is, I'm pretty sure this is section 2 you can still do 100 k's on. All the other sections you're on speed restrictions coming into town or coming out of town. The old boomerang factory was somewhere here. Was it here at the end of Lima Road? Oh yeah, that's it there. The old boomerang factory, those back in the day would have known, even when the freeway was getting duplicated, it had been shut down already. So I don't know how long ago they actually closed. But old guy in there used to make boomerangs. So the old road would have gone that way somewhere. Maybe down Plunkett's. That old fence goes that way, so I reckon it would have went straight down through there to the Hume. Now, I'm not going to go that way in a truck, but I reckon that's where it would have gone. Cars along the top of the bridge there. Wonder if something happened there. I didn't see any crosses or flowers. Cloud moving in too. There's rain on the radar, so we might get a wet arse by the time we get back here in Albury, but we'll see what happens. Luckily we don't have anything to unload. But going off the age of the viewers, according to YouTube, you're all over 40 years old, so I dare say most of you would remember driving on this section. And in hindsight, really, the GPS just updated. It's taken me 5 minutes off my trip to do this. So having the freeway there probably has cut down the speed a bit, but timings at least. unlike other sections, it's still open, you can still drive along it. Apart from the old Boomerang factory, there's not a lot to see. As you've just seen or noticed, there's not a lot to see along the line. But it is the old Hume Highway. I'm sure there's been many incidents along there over the years past. And unlike every other on-ramp, well, we have a little bit of a merging lane. Back on at Yellow Creek. Well, that was Sweetwater to Yellow Creek through Old Boner Road. So we're nearly home. Get back to Albury, park this truck, and finish up for the day. At least the rain stayed away. For now, it is still coming. Trucks everywhere. Parked everywhere. I guess we just park next to the rest of them. I can't park there because I've got pellets in the way. The other Canberra truck's parked here because he can't get into his normal spot around there. Park back here a bit just so B Double's got room to get around the front of me if need be, and they can get in behind me. Alright, let's check our logbook out and sign off for the day. Record now. So we've still got an hour and a bit before we need to have our next break, but that's not going to do it. So we got to change from work to rest first. Now here. The phone, the last tower the phone went on or picked up on must have been for Guna. So it's not doing where we currently are now in South Albury. I'll do 521. So try again. No, not doing it, so put it in manually. You can see how often this happens. Done. Update. Start place was edited because it wasn't in it, so now this is littered throughout my book. I don't know why it doesn't do it, but it's an issue of the app. I think it's just because the app's on a phone. Like people that use the your tablets and your other handheld devices with the EWDs on it might not have that problem, but anyway. So now we're in the rest period, end shift, maintain current activity. That's all did. So 9 hours and 17 total shift length, which is good. And then I just got to put my device password in there and confirm, and there we go. It's we're on the 5th of September already, jeez. So there's information for the day, total work time, night hours, which I've mentioned before, how much time rested, and max night rest, all that sort of stuff. Go away. What else we got here? Rest break rules, work completed in 12 hours, all that sort of information, which I don't really pay much attention to any of it. It'll tell me if I need to know. So, but another thing which you can't shut off the work diary past the time. So now it's 11:43. I can't put down there on 11:45 as the end time. It has to be at or before the current time, which is fine, because now the truck's off, I'm about to get out of it, my shift's done. Technically I've got to do my work diary now that the shift's ended, but I can't see the speedo, digital speedo. As soon as I turn the key back on, it logs it in telemetrics, or whatever they call it. And if they plug into it and say, "Oh, you said your shift ended here, but the key's still on, you're still working, it's fraudulent." I don't know when they built it if they realised or knew or factored in digital speedos and the fact the key's got to be on so you can see what your kilometres are, so you can start. Same at the start of the day when I mentioned this morning and last week. When I started, I normally go back 5 minutes to before I got in the truck when I was getting my shit out of the car. But yeah, anyway. So that is it for Vlog 39. Thank you for joining me. Something different again there at the end, going down the old Boner Road on the old Hume Highway there. So that only leaves me now Bookham and Wagga Road, Lavington, and coming in Albury. Funnily enough, I had a couple of packages for Barney's in Bookham, the cafe there, at the start of the week, but I didn't have paperwork for it, so they come back here, and the other bloke must have delivered them instead. So we've got Bookham to do and we've got Albury to do, so we'll look at doing them in the next couple of weeks. But until then, I've been Brad. Thank you, channel members. Thank you, Bodman Transport. And yeah, stay out there, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.